Hey, Phil here. I just want to do something a little different today. I'm going to show you this railing that I got on Amazon, this railing system. It's a turnbuckle with a stainless steel cable. I'll show you what's in the box and give you a few tips and tricks on what helped me get this railing installed. Let's jump into it. So right here you have your basic stainless steel wire. I have these turnbuckle style for the railing here. I'll put a link in the description for all this stuff. I have the turnbuckle kind, and then I have just the screw kind. All right, so in this box came, there's a few other things I put in here, but came with this turnbuckle, which you can see here. Some screws attached to the post. Then this end, you put the wire in and then you crimp it. The other side, it's a little more simple. It's just a swivel. You don't need a turnbuckle on both sides, so this goes on one side, the turnbuckle goes on the other side. Comes with a tool for holding things tight while you tighten them. Got another tool here that helps hold things in place. I'll show you how I use both of those tools, and then just a little side point. This is the other stuff that I use that I don't need the turnbuckle for. This is just crimp. There's a left side and then there's a right side. And that also comes with one of these tools. This being their screws, you need to screw them into the railing, and that's what these bits are for. So down here on the railing, I did the turnbuckle because I needed swivels. And then up here is the other side with the just the swivel end. Here on this is where the left hand screw side is, and then also here is the right hand. So just the little looks at what this railing turned out to be like after I was done. Not completely done. I still have to finish a few deck boards, and here I have to replace some deck boards, and this railing, this post all need to be redone. They're all starting to warp and crack, and it just wasn't built right to begin with. So I'll be addressing those issues before I do the rest of the railing. But let's get into the tips and tricks now. I didn't need the screws all the way, or I didn't need the screws on each one of these posts. So I just did a right hand side here. Drilled holes straight through here, and then just had this left hand side screw on this side. And then each one of these has a little spot to put a tool on right here. You can tighten up these railings. You tighten up this a little bit and you tighten up the other side, and it puts tension or lets some tension off in the middle here. So a little side note, I bought this long bit at Harbor Freight. It was like $5 or something. I bought two of them just in case I broke one. Because on this 6x6 post, I couldn't get a long enough drill bit to go all the way through that. I had to drill. Originally, I had to drill through this way and through that way, and then try to add another, just like extend the bit out as far as I could go. And I was able to punch through both sides. But this one, with this, I was able to punch through. I still started the holes on both sides, but I was able to punch through and get all the way through one clean shot, one straight hole. So let's go back down to the turnbuckle area and I'll show you how I did that. So what I like to do, I start my roll of wire here at the bottom, and as I pull on that, it unspools, but it doesn't get all twisted. Unspools straight. Bring that up to the top of the stairs, about to where I need to be for these top fasteners here, and we'll get the crimpers on that and show you how I do that. So these crimpers are a little wider than what I need here, and I don't want to have to do all that when I have it in place. So what you do, make sure that's tight, and just crank down on that a few times until I get that about the size of that where I need to crimp that. So get that on there, and then I'll put this on the crimper, but I can only do that one-handed, so I'm going to do that now. And I have this right here. I tighten it just enough where I can keep these in place without them sliding off, but not too tight where I can't get the wire in the hole. All right, so I got that crimped. I put 2 crimps in each one. That seems to be plenty for what I'm doing. Bring it down to the bottom here, and we'll get started on the bottom ones. So here at the bottom, I like to, they come already tight down here. There's no thread showing, and you got to have a little bit of threads because you need room to tighten them. I like going about halfway with these. I'll use I hold this with this hand, hold this side tight so that you can spin this turnbuckle here. It's and what I like to measure with, I just use my finger here. The distance of my knuckle across is the amount of threads that I like to use. So I get this bottom one put in place. And I like to use this clamp here to hold these other ones out of the way. So I'll go through, I'll mark where all of these go, and then I will put the clamp here to hold them all up out of the way while I'm doing these bottom ones here. And I start at the top because it's easier to work from the top down, pulling this cable. And I put the side that doesn't have the turnbuckle, just the crimp and the crimps up here, I'll put them at the top, crimp them first, pull the wire tight down to this point, and I'll cut it right where this little flat spot is. I'll cut that wire there when the wire's tight, and then you don't have any wire waste that way. And I put the spool down here, and as you need it, you can just pull up on it and it pulls against the staircase. And I'm going to get this crimper put on this piece first before I do this, because I need both hands to do it. So I got the crimper just barely tight on here, so I can still get the wire in, and that way this isn't sliding around, because I need both hands, one to put the wire in and one to start crimping. And I'll put this against my leg too, to help hold it in place while I do the first couple crimps until that wire gets snug enough where I can do it with both hands. All right, got the first crimps down here done. You want to take this piece here, and this goes on here like this, into that spot, and then you turn this until you get snug here, and then do that real quick. All right, I spun this turnbuckle. Leave that wrench on there. It comes with this tool here, but the angle and works good. You just put this little spot in this hole that's on the turnbuckle, and you can tighten it. Hold this and tighten this. But I don't have, you can see here, I'm going close enough here that I don't have much room to use this tool. And when I get to the top, I won't have any room to work. So what I found works just as good as this tool that comes with it is get rid of that. And I have this nail here. Slides right in the hole, and you can easily turn that to tighten it. and you don't have all that huge tool getting in the way. You just have this little tiny nail, and you get more of a spin out of it. I get these relatively tight, not super tight, because I want to tighten them all at the same time. So next I just go ahead and just finger tighten these up so that turnbuckle won't spin. There we go, moving on. So yeah, got this all wrapped up. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. It's one of my first railings I've ever, it is my first railing I've ever done like this, but I feel like it turned out pretty good. It looks pretty nice. It actually kind of looks nicer than the rest of the house, I'd say, but got some nice things done here, I believe. I think this product is pretty nice for the price. I mean, it's probably not as nice as the professional grade stuff, but it was a lot cheaper, I believe, too. So I'll leave a link in the product or in the descriptions, or in the comment section, whatever ends up being the better way to do that. But look, you can follow that link. It'll take you right to the source. Looks pretty nice, I'd say. Don't pay attention to this side. This side's pretty bad still. All this is, whoever built this, there's a post in the middle and the bottom, and then they put 2 posts on the top. So now all these boards across here are all starting to dip because they have no support straight underneath. So I might try to fix that, because I don't want to do all this nice deck material and railing and then just have it look really crappy looking. So anyways, sorry this is not an outdoors video. Kind of is. If you like this, leave a thumbs up. Hopefully I did a good job explaining how I did this. It's a lot of work, but I like it. It's done. Looks pretty nice. As far as I'm concerned, it looks nice. So stay tuned for the next one. Come on back.